You guys know what? Sometimes timing can be perfect on certain things. We got a quick question actually about scaling business, and just so happened we was already getting ready to roll out an entire series over on Patreon, exclusive content on scaling your business. But we're going to go ahead and hit this and kind of touch on several different points, several different topics right here, right now. Let's dig in. Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, flawless Crested Geckos, coming to you guys with yet again another video. And this one is going to be very insightful, hopefully educational, and hopefully we can kind of get people set up to at least get on the right road to head wherever you want to go. Now, we were inboxed. This is actually the second time we've been asked about scaling business. We went from literally keepers, enthusiasts, almost a full 10 years ago to where we are now. And again, we are still trying to improve every year. We are still trying to create objective and focus points for our business every single year as we progress. But scaling a business can be very, very difficult, especially when you're not dealing with dry goods all the time, 100% dry goods, something with extended shelf life, something you can kind of manufacture in large numbers, sit on the shelf and just kind of not really revisit it. These are living and breathing creatures, as you guys know, dealing with Crested Geckos, and when you have them in your care, you want to scale your business in a manner that doesn't get you overwhelmed, and at the same time you can service all of your clientele that may be coming to you interested in Crested Geckos. So the number one thing that you're going to want to touch on is going to be market research. Okay, you're going to want to hit the market. That could be Morph Market, that could be Facebook. I will say, if you hit Facebook and you join all the groups, we are in a lot of the groups as well. You have to recognize what type of individual you are as you absorb the information, because there's a lot of good information out there, but make sure you fish through it. Make sure you get all the information that you need, write it down, screenshot it, notate it, so that you can figure out what's the educational portion of it where you can apply it to you. I find a lot of people get stuck in that research phase because they kind of go out there, they'll get the information, but then maybe they'll comment, or maybe they'll get involved and start bumping heads with this person, that person. You end up losing focus on what your objective was in the first place, and now you kind of don't even want to work with Crested Geckos, don't even want to be a part of the community. And again, I'm not pointing the finger at you specifically, but you allow someone to push your buttons to the point where you don't want to be involved anymore. So definitely you're going to want to do your market research so you can understand what's hot, what's not, what's the market trends, and what's going on. Number two, you're going to want to do product diversity. So your product diversification is going to surround not only just your Crested Geckos. As you guys see, a lot of Crested Gecko breeders, they sell more than just Crested Geckos. They have a lot of accessories and supplies as well, whether that's gecko diet or feeding ledges, feeding cups, different supplies in that way, or venturing off on merchandise, whether jerseys like we have, or t-shirts, or it could be hoodies, it could be stickers, whatever it may be. You're gonna want to kind of go down that path if you want to diversify what you have to offer to your potential customers. Number three, quality assurance. Now, what does that mean? Quality assurance. Make sure you have healthy animals. Make sure that your stock and everything that you're working with in your collection is healthy, is breeding quality. Make sure that what you're breeding, you're trying to perfect it. Make sure that if you have something that has bad structure, which is easily fixed, you are taking the proper steps to correct that. If it's involving maybe a gene that you need to move some things forward, or it's a gene where you have other geckos in your collection, or you have the means to obtain another gecko that has that gene that you're looking for, but breeding that gecko is not a positive for your collection. So again, quality assurance in your collection can take you very, very far. Okay, this is a big one. Number four is going to be website morph market optimization. Where am I going with that? You're going to be dealing with SEO, search engine optimization. That's very, very important. And the reason I kind of throw morph market in there as well, because morph market is a huge player on the scene when it comes to marketing, which is where we kind of use it on morph market, as well as actual sales on morph market. When you start using it as marketing and advertising, what I'm saying is you're not tending to kind of put everything you have up there 100% of the time. There's nothing wrong with that either, but you're more so trying what we try to do, our entire approach in a nutshell when we even first started using it. Yes, you want to close some deals, but for the most part, you want to put your content out there, put your availability out there in hopes that someone will browse through, come across something that they need, and not only buy from you, but maybe this is their first time coming in contact with you. Maybe they didn't even know you exist. And now via morph market, and because you're on morph market, now they know you're there. Maybe they buy from you now, but maybe they'll buy from you later as well. So you're going to want to make sure that you optimize every scenario in your favor. And number 5, another big one. This has been huge for us over the years: social media marketing. Okay, so social media marketing, there comes so many different avenues. Again, we'll dig a little deeper over on Patreon, but you can have Facebook, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have Patreon, you have all of these things, and you want to utilize them at the best of your ability. Now, it can become very, very overwhelming. I'm thankful to have Audra. We work in tandem, whether it's answering, questions, whatever it may be, sending pictures. There's a lot of sales that are actually closed via Instagram. A lot of people see some of the things that we may have or show off, or they may inquire just because they come across our page and our profile, and they may inquire, hey, do you have X, Y, and Z? And we will literally go and check for them. You're going to want to utilize every measure of social media that you can, because that is literally the bread and butter of you making this entire process one step easier on you being successful on your journey. Are you guys needing some assistance with your Crested Gecko breeding programs? Well, check out our Patreon. We've been running it here now for pretty much close to 2 years. Everyone's been extremely excited. We keep adding new perks every time you guys turn around. We give away Xanthics, we give away high whites, we give away lily whites. We actually upgraded this year to we're giving away over 12 geckos every single year. That averages out to at least a gecko a month, and we've been doing over that. So you are not going to want to miss becoming a part of the Flawless Crested Geckos Patreon family. There's 2 tiers. There's a $50 tier and there's a $100 tier. You get all your funds back in the form of Flawless Crested Gecko savings account. You can take advantage of having 5% additional off by being a Patreon member, as well as having year-round free shipping. You guys are not going to want to miss this, so go head over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Gecko. Now, that's closely followed up with number 6. It's going to be email marketing. Yes, it's going to be slightly different, because this is what I call dinosaur marketing, okay? And we're involved in it as well. But it is a necessary evil. It takes a lot of our time to kind of, whether you want to utilize Canva, which is another basis, we can kind of go down that lane as well. But you want to make up flyers, make up posts, something that's catchy, your title, how you label everything before you send it out. How do you obtain all your email addresses? We tend to get ours from our website, where when people order from us or register for our website, they submit their email to be notified. And now, through a click of the finger, we can literally reach out to 1,000+ people in email marketing and say, hey, we're dropping X, Y, and Z, or we're going to have a site update, and this is what's going on. We're going to release 100 geckos, whatever it may be. Now, are you going to get 1,000+ people to respond to your email or even be notified? No, some of the emails are going to be bounced back. Some of them are not going to be opened. Those emails are going to end up in junk mail or spam mail as well. But it is a very important avenue, because even if you can get 100 people out of 1,400 people to open that email and put it on their watch list in their calendar to be on the lookout for when your time release drop is hitting the website, website, that can be very, very beneficial to your business. Number 7, good one, customer relationship management. What does that mean? It's a kind of fancy grouping of the totality of circumstances when it comes to customer service, things going right, things going wrong. All right, things go right. Someone loves what they purchased from you. You follow up with them. You see if there's anything you have that you can offer them as mates or further in that project in other areas. Figure out their direction or where they want to go. Wrongs. Something happens in shipping, or maybe they're a first-time keeper. Maybe they did something drastically wrong. Maybe they experienced animal death. And now you want to kind of solve the issue that occurred to cause whatever it may have happened. At the same time, offer them every bit of assistance to At the same time, offer them every bit of assistance to get them to understand the care needs and requirements for living, breathing creatures. Number 8, partnerships and collaborations. You guys have seen a lot of that from us, whether that's the Epic conference, where we talk about mentorship, whether that's, you're seeing us with Brian, who obviously owns Altitude Exotics. Completely separate company, but we work in tandem together. We'll send him customers, he'll send us customers. We're literally family at this point. And when he makes sales, you would think at the end of the day we are in competition, but it's healthy competition. We talk about sales, we talk about projects, we talk about everything. And we vacation together. We do all these things in hopes of bringing the community together, showing that, hey, you can literally be in competition with each other, but it doesn't have to be cutthroat competition. So collaborations and partnerships do truly work when you set them up properly. Number 9, this is a big one, inventory management. So inventory management, since we started everything and we kind of put ourselves as our priority number 1 when it comes to customer base, you have to understand what's your needs and what's your passion. Our passion is to progress our projects. At the same time, we would love to bring in nice revenue. But if you are, for our example, if we are never trying to put out every gecko we have that is absolutely available for sale, we can put out 1,000 geckos, make them available for sale right now. But why? And why don't we? Well, we don't because we're not structured that way. We want to make sure that we are able to put out what we're seeing trending, what we have, what we're working. At the same time, there is no need that we need to sell out of all our availability. We never actually, by design, we never want to sell out. We always are going to have a good, healthy supply of crested geckos because of the way our standards are set up, because a lot of our stuff that we hatch out this year, it won't even be available to next year. We're always kind of a year behind on our productivity when it comes to some of the offspring that we are offering up. So all of that through inventory management is done by design. So that brings us to number 10. That's the scaling of operations. So again, I mentioned it earlier, the totality of circumstances. You take those previous 9 topics, you put them all into a box, you put it into a guide, you write them down, save this video. And again, once you start optimizing all of that as it applies to you, you can start working on your scaling operations. You can say, hey, I did all this to the T for the last 2 years, and I found that I did actually sell out of all my inventory, at the same time keeping and holding on to key productions, that move me forward. So if that's happening, then you're saying, okay, cool, I'm fine with that. That's a great place to be in. If you're comfortable there, stay there. If you want to grow and scale, then you now know the proper measures you need to take to expand on certain projects. You're now going to do all that research phase on your own business. What did you sell the most of? What are you sold out of? What do you need more of? And asking yourself all of those questions, you can now set yourself up for the next 2-3 years to come in a way where you can continue to grow at your own pace and at your own speed. Guys, let us know if you like this video. This is Will, Flawless Crested Geckos. Hit that subscribe button. This is a really, really good one. We really appreciate your viewership, and we are out.